So for us, the development of Whispbar, the development of the world's first silent roof rack has been a fantastic project. We think about these things from our perspective, and we were finding that in the past when we've used roof racks, they made a howling racket when they're on the roof. And when we talked to consumers and talked to retailers, we found, lo and behold, this was exactly the same thing that people in the market were finding. So retailers are saying to us, look, the number one reason for people returning racks to us is that they get them and they find they make a howling racket. What can we do about that? So this was like a wonderful moment for us where we thought, we can do something about this. We have this 20, 30 years of aeronautical engineering expertise here. If we can bring that to bear on a roof rack, wouldn't that be amazing if we could create the world's first silent roof rack? So that's really what we set out to do with Whispbar, and we're incredibly excited with what we've achieved, because not only have we achieved the world's first silent roof rack, and we're going to demonstrate that in a moment, but achieved something that's incredibly beautiful. And you can see it here. This is the roof, the rack here, shaped like a wing. So that makes abundant sense, right? Also has the smart foot on the edge here, and we'll talk about that another time. But that actually makes it incredibly adaptable to a number of vehicles. But not only all of that, we've achieved something that reduces wind drag by up to 70%, and therefore causes a vehicle with a roof rack on to use phenomenally less fuel. So it's like the greenest option as well. So we feel incredibly excited that we've actually achieved something that's not just the world's first silent roof rack, but it's also the greenest. It's the most beautiful rack in the world. And behind me here is the testing facility that we use to test constantly through research and development the product. And we've racked up here a bunch of leading racks in the market, and we can actually hear, it's actually a wind tunnel. You actually hear the difference between the Whispbar versus the other key competitors in the marketplace. I want to fire that up now and demonstrate that. So this is our research and development facility, or part of it. This is our wind tunnel, purpose built for this. Up on the screen here you can see that we can actually set the road speed. For the purposes of this, we're going to set it at motorway speed, 100 kilometres an hour. And we can then choose one of the racks, the Whispbar being at the top here, next rack down being the Tula Aero Bar, next rack down being the Yakima Round Bar, and finally the Tula Square Bar. And if you listen to each one of these at that 100 kilometre speed, you can hear the difference. It's quite extraordinary. So we'll just flip that on at 100 kilometres an hour. Right, so that's the Tula Square Bar right there. If we compare that to the Yakima Round Bar, you instantly hear the difference between a square and a round bar. So it's a huge amount of noise. Compare that to the Tula Aero Bar, which in theory should be quite quiet. It actually makes as much, if not more, noise than the round bar. And you can see that on the screen there with the peak of the noise. And finally, you hear the Whispbar. No sound at all. No additional growth in sound. You can map that up on the screen there and instantly see where the peaks in the sound are, and see that the blue line, which is the Whispbar, never actually reaches that audible level. That's why we're incredibly excited about the development of the Whispbar.